Raise your hand if this is like the best news you heard all day. Elon Musk is no longer the largest shareholder. This is awesome news. I know the only reason he wants to get on Twitter is because he wants to put Trump back on Twitter. And we can't let that happen. I've been able to sleep so much better after he has been gone off Twitter. How many of you guys agree with me? Honestly, with Trump's Twitter content gone, the world has been a better place. I'm able to smell the roses. So this is actually a good thing. Hopefully.
Here's Johnny.
All right, guys. So Elon Musk is reportedly closing in on a deal to buy Twitter as the Twitter board. You know, for some reason, maybe because it's their fiduciary duty to do so, all of a sudden is now open to accepting Elon Musk's offer after Elon Musk basically reported that he had secured the cash, the financing to actually buy the platform. So it looks like this deal is actually going to get done. So with that being said, let's go ahead and check in on the woke Twitter employees who were reportedly having meltdowns over the idea of Elon Musk even being on the board or having a significant ownership stake in the company at all. Now let's check on all the lefty Twitter users with severe Trump derangement syndrome and their reaction to the fact that Trump more than likely is going to be allowed back on the platform.
What a great honor to be able to introduce for the first time ever anywhere the 45th President of the United States of America, Donald.
Tap on the shoulder. You adjust the microphone as you talk, man.
Those videos never get old to me. They're never going to be not funny. And I wouldn't be surprised if that is the actual reaction of some Twitter users with Trump derangement syndrome. In fact, we're actually going to get into some real reactions that I saw on Twitter to this news. Now, there is the question of whether or not Trump is actually going to get back on Twitter if he's allowed. And we're going to talk about that as well, too, because I think that is an interesting conversation that needs to be had. But before we do that, I just want to read a little bit about what's going on here. As this is a very fluid situation, it is very fast moving. By the time this video come out, you know, it could be official, right? That Elon Musk could have officially, you know, bought Twitter or whatever. They could have accepted the deal. Right now, it looks like the board is on the verge of accepting the deal. It seems like most likely not. They're basically going to accept it. But I want to read this just to give you guys the latest updates here. Twitter Incorporated is in discussions to sell itself to Elon Musk and could finalize a deal as soon as this week. People familiar with the matter said. A dramatic turn of events just 10 days after the billionaire unveiled his $43 billion bid for the social media company. The two sides met Sunday to discuss Mr. Musk's proposal and were making progress, though still had issues to hash out, the people said. There are no guarantees they will reach a deal. Twitter had been expected to rebuff the offer, which Musk made April 14th without saying how he would pay for it, and put in place a so-called poison pill to block him from increasing his stake. But after the Tesla Incorporated chief disclosed that he has $46.5 billion in financing and the stock market swooned, Twitter changed its posture and opened the door to negotiations, the Wall Street Journal reported earlier Sunday. Yeah, because if they deny the offer, then the stock would tank, okay? And that would probably open up these people to a whole lot of lawsuits, okay? Because at that point, they're not doing their fiduciary responsibility, okay? And in a nutshell, their fiduciary responsibility is to make the shareholders as much money as possible. If Elon Musk comes with an offer that they basically can't refuse, which that is the offers that he gave, he's paying a significant premium on it, their fiduciary responsibility is to accept it. That is what is best for shareholders. And them not accepting it is literally going to cost shareholders money. So at that point, when Elon Musk says, bro, I got the cash, right? I got the cash. We can make it happen. I got the financing. They don't have a choice but to come back to the table because he's serious, right? That means that he's actually trying to buy the company. Mr. Musk has said from the beginning that his $54.20 a share offer is his best and final. And he reiterated to Twitter chairman Brent Taylor again in recent days that he won't budge on price. Some people said the conversations between the two sides were expected to focus on issues including what Mr. Musk would pay should an agreed deal fall apart before being consummated. Twitter is slated to report first quarter earnings Thursday and have been expected to weigh in on the bid then, if not sooner. The potential turnabout on Twitter's part comes after Mr. Musk met probably Friday with several shareholders of the company to extol the virtues of his proposal while repeating that the board has a yes or no decision to make. According to people familiar with the matter, he also pledged to solve the free speech issues he sees as plaguing the platform and the country more broadly, whether his bid succeeds or not. They said Mr. Musk made his pitch to select shareholders in a series of video calls with a focus on actively managed funds, the people said, in hopes that they could sway the company's decision. All right, so I think that's kind of enough about what's going on here. Again, this is a fluid situation. This could fall apart or be accepted at any moment now. And it looks like this is actually going to go through as I am editing this video. News is coming out that the deal is going to be announced Monday, or it could be announced today. So it looks like it's happening, okay? Based off all the sources that I'm seeing right now. Again, this is a fluid thing. It could change, but it looks like this is gonna happen. So with that being said, let's get into a couple of blue check reactions here on Twitter, because you know they're priceless. You know they're melting down over this. They don't like the idea of having opposing opinions on the platform that they don't like, okay? Rob Rayner says, now that Elon Musk is buying Twitter, the question for all of us is, will he allow a criminal who used this platform to lie and spread disinformation to try to overthrow the U.S. government to return and continue his criminal activity? And if he does, how do we combat it? So I'm assuming that he's talking about Trump. I don't necessarily know what criminal record Trump has, but this guy is calling Trump a criminal. Maybe he's talking about Hillary, right? Because if you classify Trump as a criminal, you definitely can classify Hillary as a criminal, okay? Maybe that's who he's talking about. But this guy is going to have a total meltdown if Trump gets back on the platform. And basically, he's saying, what do we do about it? And my guess is that they're not going to do anything about it. You're not going to do a damn thing at all. You're just going to whine, cry, and complain, and you're going to deal with it because you're not going anywhere, right? So let's read the comment section. If Musk makes the changes he's threatening, I'll be leaving Twitter. I'll keep my eyes open for a new platform where users are respected and can feel safe, aka where opposing opinions that I don't like are censored, right? Because going to a new platform, look how well that worked out for people on the right, okay? Look at Parler, Gab, Truth Social. Look at all these platforms. How well did that work out when all the people on the right said we're going to a new platform? There's a thing called a network effect that is very, very, very strong with these social media platforms. When everybody gets on one social media platform and they're used to using it, it is very hard to get them to migrate to another one unless the platform is significantly different, okay? A copycat doesn't necessarily work because it's hard to make it better than the original, right? And if it's not significantly better than the original or does something different than the original, then people simply aren't going to migrate to it because they don't see a need to do so. It's the network effect. That's why Elon Musk would rather buy Twitter than to build his own Twitter. He could build his own Twitter, but it's much easier just to buy it, right? When you already have that audience and that monetization of capabilities at your fingertips. So if you want to leave, go, right? But you'll be back. Dewey says, I'm leaving Twitter if TFG is let back on. I will do more reading, knitting, and gardening, etc. Hey, man, knock yourself out. Knock yourself out, Dewey. TFG means the former guy, by the way. That is the acronym that people with Trump derangement syndrome use to refer to Trump because they don't like saying his name because it triggers them. Counter the messaging. At this point, you have to go from ignoring the bullies to pushing back. We need to direct our energies where it can actually make a difference, and that is in mobilizing voters. Again, if your opinions were correct, then you would need to censor people, right? But obviously, your opinions are not correct. Julian Clark says, we leave in mass. Parler and Truth Social have shown that exclusively right-wing Twitter-esque platforms cannot survive. Right. And you think an exclusively left-wing platform can survive? Now, Twitter is not exclusively left wing yet, even though it seemed like they had a death wish to try to make the platform exclusively left wing. However, it's not at that point yet. It ain't that bad yet. We leave Twitter, unfortunately, enough won't or can't make any difference. I would miss the fun and inspiring parts of the site, but it certainly would lower my blood pressure to not have to enable the misinformation. Right, like the misinformation that Vladimir Putin and Russia was responsible for helping get Trump elected in 2016. Yeah. This is another blue check response I found to be hilarious. Speaking of Russia, Yannette Nicole Brown says, how many Russian oligarchs are propping up this Elon Musk Twitter bid right now? Do you think it sure would fix everything for Putin, Tang, and the rest of the complicit super rich? If this platform was run by them after the takeover, I wouldn't DM anymore if I were you. Yeah, Elon Musk, the same guy that was engaged in electromagnetic warfare in space with Russia, right? That same guy is in cahoots with Russian oligarchs to buy Twitter. Again, this is almost as ridiculous as the Russiagate conspiracy about Trump working with Putin, right? Again, these people are hilarious, right? These people are insane. And this take right here from Sean King is really insane, right? He says, at its roots, Elon Musk wanted to purchase Twitter is not about left versus right. It's about white power. The man was raised in apartheid by a white nationalist. He's upset that Twitter won't allow white nationalists to target/harass people. That's his definition of free speech. Elon Musk has openly called himself a free speech absolutist and said that he wants to create a space where anything can be said about anyone. That's why white nationalists are giddy today. Here on Twitter and other platforms that I track daily. It's dangerous. And listen, I don't even like the Democrat Party. So for me, it isn't about left versus right. Not at all. It's about how the richest man in the world, a son of apartheid raised by a white nationalist, wants to be sure his speech and that of other white men isn't censored. Yeah, you guys knew this was coming, right? You knew this was coming. You knew the old Elon Musk is a white nationalist take was coming. Okay, I think that Sean King is simply jealous that Elon Musk is more of an African American than he will ever be. Okay, I think that's what's going on here. Okay, so let's talk about the winners and losers of all of this. Okay, if Elon Musk actually does buy the company, which it looks like that's going to happen, but we'll see. If he does buy the company, the winners, the obvious winners are people, whether they be conservative voices or right wing or, just voices that go against the narrative, like Dr. Robert Malone and other doctors who said things that go against the mainstream media narrative in regards to the pandemic. Those people have been censored. It's a win for them because they're allowed back on, the platform. I'm assuming that Elon would allow those people back on the platform, right? So all those people are winners. The losers are obviously the blue checks that want to censor opinions that they don't like, opinions that don't agree with the Democrat Party, and all the other platforms that are supposed to be for free speech. The Gabs, the Parlors, the Truth Socials of the world. Yeah, they're losers because essentially their whole business model was based off the fact that Twitter is censoring conservatives. So that's an alternative platform for people that have been censored. Now, those people are allowed to get back on Twitter, okay? And we will see in terms of, if that actually happens, because there will be some censorship. Like, let's not kid ourselves here, right? Because of the nature of what people are prone to say, there will definitely be some level of censorship. Now, is it going to be to the level where they're censoring the president of the United States because of some stuff that he said about the election? No, right? I don't think it'll be that level. But, if you're out here making death threats, yeah, you probably will be censored, right? Even if Elon Musk takes over Twitter. That's all I'm saying. So, with that being said, we got to talk about Trump because Trump has come out here and said that even if he was allowed back on the platform, if Elon Musk buys the platform and he's allowed back on, then he wouldn't get back on the platform, right? He wouldn't use it. And my response to that is that I think that that's a mistake. I think that Trump needs to put his pride aside, and if he's allowed back on the platform, get back on the platform. The reason why is because as of right now, it doesn't look like his platform is going to be able to compete with Twitter for various reasons. One, he's not even using it, okay? Two, it's just not ready yet. And three, Twitter has taken away the main attraction of his platform in the first place, which is that one, well, he's banned from Twitter, and then two, the whole free speech thing, right? If Twitter allows him back on the platform and is not censoring people anymore, or at least not to the level that it was before, then again, that takes away the attractiveness of his platform, right? And if Trump is serious about running in 2024, he should get back on the platform. If he has the opportunity to be on the platform, he should be on the platform, because that platform is largely a part of the reason why he won in 2016 in the first place. It's because of that platform. And he will be at a significant disadvantage if he's not on the platform. So therefore, he should get back on the platform, right? At this point, again, Trump has to put his pride aside and say, you know what? Even though this is happening because Elon Musk bought the company, not because of anything that he did or anything like that, you still need to just put your pride aside and just do what you got to do if you're serious about running for president and getting back into the mainstream conversation. Because right now, Trump has been pushed aside when it comes to the mainstream conversation. And that hasn't necessarily affected his status among the Republican base. He's still the most popular guy by far. However, it has affected whether or not his name is in the mainstream conversation. Okay? And he needs to actively be weighing in on a lot of these issues and conversations that are happening across the country right now. Okay? Like, what's going on in classrooms, right? Because if he doesn't, people like Ron DeSantis, they're leading the way with legislation. And I know one thing that Trump doesn't want. He don't want Ron DeSantis to become more popular than he is, because that's his biggest threat right now in regards to the Republican primary, which as of right now, Trump is a shoo-in to win, even if DeSantis runs against him. But I'm just saying, it's going to be hard for you to maintain that advantage if you're not a part of the mainstream conversation, if you're not weighing in on the things that are going to be happening, right, moving forward into election season. Or put it this way, if you're not weighing in on a platform in which your opinion is going to be out there for everybody to see, where people don't have to go through their emails or wait for the mainstream news to report what you said, right, where it's just instantly broadcasted to the world, right? Now, again, here's the thing. I understand the conflict of interest being on Truth Social and Twitter, but I don't know, man. Maybe you can take this opportunity to, promote Truth Social on Twitter. Okay, we don't know what level of censorship Elon Musk is actually going to do. And maybe you have Truth Social as your main account. You tweet on that first or whatever. And then, you put it on Twitter. Okay. But if you're not going to get back on Twitter, at the very least, start using your own social media platform. Okay. I think that's kind of the start here. Right. So, again, I understand where Trump is coming from. I understand he might not necessarily want to go back to Twitter because of business interests and things like that. But he has to figure out a way to be on a platform in which his opinion and the things that he's saying is going to be elevated to the world instantly. He has to. Going into election season, that is the reason why he got elected in 2016 in the first place. And if he does not do that, if he refuses to do that, then he's putting himself at a significant disadvantage. That's all I'm saying. So with that being said, let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.